Hey guys, so here's an in-depth look as to how this multi-channel, multi-instrument sequencer actually works. Now by itself, it doesn't make any noise, as you can hear right now, because it only uses MIDI data. So it sends that data to your computer. So right now I have Logic open. I'll go more in detail about what I have open on my computer after I show you the functionality of the circuit itself. So everything wired with green controls the drums, and everything wired with blue controls the melodic sequencer. So let's start with the drums, because every song needs a good beat. So the red here means that you are in channel 1, which is linked right now to the kick. So you can have it on any beat you want. You can put on 1 and 3, all the beats. You just click these toggle buttons right here. Let's turn that down a bit and just have it on one beat. And you can change the volume with this knob. I think this is a good volume so you can actually hear me talk while messing around with this. So these buttons right here control which channel you're in. Each channel is linked to a different part of the drum kit. So let's go to channel 2, for example. That is the snare, indicated with these green neopixels. And now when you go up the channels, it goes, the neopixels light from the last pixel to the first pixel. And when you go the other way, it goes from the first pixel to the last pixel. Now this pixel, which is pink, we're going to get to that with the melodic sequencer that tells you what key you're in. So right now we're on the snare. Let's put that on beat 2. Let's go to the toms, put that on beat 4. That's indicated with white. And then yellow is hi-hat. Let's go to beat 3. Now we can change the tempo, make it go faster. I'm partial to it on the slower side. And now let's turn this down a bit because we're going to add in the melodic sequencer now. So I have this linked, let's turn this down so you can hear me. So I have this linked to a piano synth in Logic that you can choose any MIDI instrument you like for either of these. Now you can put the octave up with this switch right here, or move the octave down. Turn down the drums a bit so you can hear the melodic sequencer better. And then you can also do chords based on whatever notes you set here. So these knobs control what note is playing. And when you flip the switch, it will play a chord over the root note, and the root note is what you set on with the pots. I'm partial to it playing one note, but it's there in case you want it. And then this button here controls the key. So as I mentioned earlier, this neopixel tells you what key you're in. So pink means that you are in C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E, F, F sharp, and it just keeps going. And I have a key for like a little cheat sheet, so that way you know what the different colors mean, because unless you built it yourself, I understand you don't really know what each one means. So yeah, that's my project, and I hope you like it. Now let's go more in detail about what I have going on in Logic, so you can actually use this thing. So this is what I had going on in Logic when I was showing the demo of the circuit here. If I unmute, you'll be able to hear everything where I left off. But for the purpose of this, I'm going to start completely fresh, so in case you want to download the code, you can actually use it in Logic. So let's start off with the drum kit designer for the drums. And everything's working well. And then now let's add the second instrument, and let's use alchemy. But as you can tell, right now it only does one or the other. That's because you need to record it both. Now you hear how it doesn't sound exactly the same as before. That's because the drums and this instrument are getting the MIDI data from both the melodic sequencer down here and the MIDI data from up here. Now you want to separate this out, and you do that by clicking Command 0, and this opens up the Logic environment. And MIDI channel in, this is set to all when you start a new project or open a new instrument. You want to set this to channel 1, and then with this one you want to do the same thing and set MIDI in channel to 2. Now that's just because that's how I have it set up in the code, but if you know how to code and download it and want to set it up yourself, you can change the in and out channel to whatever you like. Now this is all set up and working like before. The reason why this is louder right now is because I had a different instrument set up, but you can just go ahead and change that by changing it here. So let's go to like the piano, 80s digital piano. And as I said, you can use any instrument you like. I hope you like this. I hope you end up using it, and let me know in the comments what you think and if there's anything else you'd like to see.